Semi-final number 2, everybody. Let's go. We have Feel the Heat against Inting for Ruby. I'm actually pretty happy about this setup because Inting for Ruby was able to take some teams out that were kind of favored, and they've been doing really well. I think it was in the first tournament when we casted them against Washed Up. I was pretty surprised how well they did against Washed Up. I mean, at the end of the day, they lost the series, but that is really not all that surprising. But they performed well, and now against Feel the Heat, maybe they got a chance to pull something off here. Either way, them making it to the semifinals is already a huge accomplishment. So we have Infernal Shrines as our first map. This is obviously another best of 3 series. And the winner of this one will go up against Washed Up in the grand final. So there's definitely a chance that we see Feel the Heat playing against Washed Up once again. And in we go with the first ban, and that is ETC right away. Now, for everybody that doesn't really know, this is actually qualifier number 3, the final qualifier for the Panda Cup, for the big tournament that we have in roughly 2 weeks. And teams that play through those qualifiers gather points depending on how far they go in the tournament, and that's where the seeding is then coming in for the final tournament, which also will, if I'm not mistaken, feature a double elimination system and run over 2 days instead of 1. So we got ETC banned out, we have URL also banned pretty much consistently, and that's more or less also true for Tracer, who gets banned out too against Dino now in particular. And well, let's go. X-Ray was teasing a bit earlier. Chat was talking about how it's kind of time for a Gazlo, and he said, well, that's more of a Dino hero. And X-Ray was just like, well, we could play it, but if I'm really going to draft it, we'll see. So he was kind of teasing a little bit. Let's see if they maybe at some point commit to it. Maybe if they win the first game without any problems in map number 2, they would think about it. But chances are low, let's put it like that. Infernal Shrine starts us off with locking in Cassia. Highly unlikely that he is going to stay with that hero. He's usually playing the frontline for them, of course. So I suppose someone else is going to take over once that we have the swap round starting up. But with the first pick already set up, that puts us into the position for Inting for Ruby to show what they are made of here. And there's the Blaze. Very early pick. Baby Houdini locking him in right now. Considering that we didn't have Blaze in any of the previous games, this is a super early pick for them. I wonder if they also think about maybe playing Blaze as a main tank. We don't see it a lot. Lauba initially on the European side has started to do that a bit, and it was mainly on Infernal Shrines. And it came after the jet propulsion change, which made it a little bit easier for Blaze to actually get a reliable stun through. But ever since then, hasn't really happened too often. I mean, we saw occasionally one. When Blaze came out, we pretty much saw the same thing. Some of the pro teams back then were experimenting with Blaze in the main tank role and played like 2-3 games with him, and then very, very quickly he got shoved into the side lane again. But every now and then you still see a game where a team says, you know what, we're actually going to play him in that spot. So if you pick him this early, then of course you have the flexibility that you can decide if you want to have him in that situation or if you want to put him where he normally belongs on the side lane. So they have some flexibility. It's pretty much similar to what we've been talking about with Imperius or back in the day with ETC, when you were deciding whether you needed a global on the side or if you played him in the main tank. So it gives you a bit of flexibility in situations like this. With Johanna picked together with Imperius, there's no doubt who's going to be the main tank over here. And already we have Maiev banned out and Malthael. And I'm really curious also, just a little bit, what happens with Feel the Heat if they are switching their heroes around, because obviously if you look at their normal roles, this doesn't make any sense. Dino on Johanna, Blade on Imperius a little bit more so. I would still expect that we're going to see a swap between Cassia and Jojo here, but there's always a chance that they decided to play it off-roll for a game. So Sylvanas gets picked by Rainy Day Eric, and we have Fish on May. Alright. Okay. Still waiting for those amazing plays. Couldn't resist. Had to at least get one in today. It's like, I don't know, I'm sorry. I apologize for it, but still. Kerrigan gets played by Ultralisk. He was inspired by the Nick plays in the previous game. Yeah, and now we go. Infernal Shrines, map number 1. Stukov played by X-Ray, and we have Deathwing by Mindhawk. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 1 in the second semi-final here at the Panda Cup. Game on! We are on Infernal Shrines, map number 1. Feel the Heat on the left with X-Ray on Stukov, Blade on Imperius, with Wit on Johanna, Dino on Cassia, So the swap happened as expected. Ultralisk on Carrigan. And on the right side of the map, Inting for Ruby with Mei, played by Fish. We got Mindhawk on Deathwing. Nox on Ana. Rainy Day Eric on Sylvanas. And Baby Houdini on Blaze. Mindhawk with a quick pause, and that actually gives us the opportunity to talk about Mei real quickly, because the question keeps popping up. So in case that you guys didn't watch all of the games just yet, here again the note that the ult on Mei is actually allowed. So you are allowed to play with Avalanche. If you watch the previous tournaments where we had Heroes Lounge going through the end of season cups, the Rare Cup, the Epic Cup, there the ult was banned because there's a bug with the Avalanche where you can actually just like roll someone outside of the map. And in this case, in the Panda Cup, that's not really an issue. People just agreed, okay, we're going to let this one through. Obviously, you're not allowed to abuse the bug in any way, but so far we didn't have any problems whatsoever. But in case that you guys were wondering, watching the Rare and the Epic Cup, hey, why exactly are they going Ice Wall the entire time? Why is everybody in the Panda Cup playing Avalanche? That's pretty much the explanation of why exactly that is happening. So just if anybody was not quite in the know there. But with that already said, our level 1 talents are also in. Obviously, we now have on the side of the blue team, the Carrigan play, Ultralisk playing a lot with his Maiev, which is one of the reasons why she was banned out. I mean, his go-to heroes are pretty much Maiev and also Midi. So those are two where he has a huge amount of impact whenever he gets a chance. But we'll see if with his Carrigan he can also really deliver for the team here. Played her, of course, often in times in the past too, and we'll see if he can just catch up to Nick's performance on the hero, which is pretty big shoes to fill. So, a little bit of a potential skirmish in the middle maybe. They're wrapping around the top instead, trying to see if they can catch the rotation top side. That's not the case. But, well, let's see. Yeah, nothing really going on. I mean, Carrigan is sitting at the side a little bit, just waiting this one out. So far, they're not making a play there. Mei is, yeah, moving in a little bit. But let's be honest, catching her would be a bit of a feat. It was a good setup, but again, it's not enough. The hero, I don't want to say is ungankable. That's definitely not the case. But it's pretty tricky to completely set that up. So definitely not easy. Then again, we are nearing the moment where we have the two camps up on the map, so maybe a chance to fight for those. So far, not really happening just yet, but off we go. Here comes the attack against Dino. And Deathwing is trying to deliver a little bit more damage. So far, it's not quite working out, but we are definitely getting there. Alright, it is party time. Let's make it happen. Bit of pressure bot lane. Up to the top, the 1-on-1 setup. Imperius is going up against Blaze, nothing crazy there. But down here at the bottom, they're going for the first camp already. So they're going to try and set this one up. And this is going to be an easy steal for them. The blue team just focusing on their own side so far. So that's pretty much all that's happening there. Which leaves one camp up, and that's on the side of Inting for Ruby right now. So the team definitely has a shot at taking two camps now in the early stages and take therefore also a slight advantage in experience as they're starting to move over for it. And since this is a bit of a safer position, if you have someone zoning, as for example in this case Fish 777, then you have an easy time taking this one too. So far so good. Early game skirmishes, nothing crazy, just trying to fight for the camps a little bit. The early level 4 now for Feel the Heat. We have also possession on Sylvanas by now, the Crystallize after the heat transfer. Nothing insane happening on talents either. And still the stacking process ongoing for Cassia, obviously, as she's attempting to stack for the late game. So pretty solid opening, but I like the aggression at the bottom of the map with the help of Sylvanas, as Rainy Day Eric is helping out with a kill. Now Carrigan, with a bit of help, gets a kill topside against Blaze, but this down here is starting to become a big problem, because there's a lot more falling now than only one tower. They are going for the entire wall, and nobody's rotating in for this. So they won't be able to go for the fort here, but that little setup that they have, actually now that you're looking at this, they could in theory even get a little bit more damage out of this one, especially with Wit already being this low. So since everybody else is still sitting at the top side, they are actually committing to it. With Sylvanas, they're just saying, hey, if you guys don't rotate, we're going to fuck you up down here. There's counter pressure at the top as they're trying to get some counter damage in, but let's be honest, they are way slower. This is going to be an annihilation of the fort early on in the game at the bottom of the map without any problems whatsoever. There we go. But at the top, they're holding strong. The fort is still there, the fountain is still there, the objective is obviously up, Kerrigan is already working on it. And with that, we are looking at level 7 talents, a little bit sooner for the blue team, but that is still a pretty good lead for Inting for Ruby now as the game starts. Again, this team is solid, I like it. A rainy day, Eric, clutching it as he jumps out. Now they're trying to make the play for May. Of course, it seems like objective number 1 is going to be taken by Feel the Heat after all of this is said and done. But, again, even if they take a fort with it, all that they would be able to do is equalize the position on the minimap. So, yeah, so far, so good. Now we got 15 stacks, of course, also for Cassia. Not being able to fight there, slowed it down a bit too. Oh, and they have to let this one slide. Yeah, okay, they move away, they just let it go, and that's the only thing that you really can do. Instead, they're now aiming for the fort at the top. And thanks to that camp, they can now get a little bit more. I mean, this is the dream scenario here, obviously. You have not only the objective pushing through the middle, but you also have the opponent's camp stolen topside and can push for the fort. Now, there's an attempted defense on pretty much every single lane right now. Kerrigan had to move down to the bottom of the map in order to make sure that the keep is not taking anything. But over here, can they go for Dino maybe? I mean, they're trying. And Dino is in trouble. There's a stun and there's the kill. Kerrigan isn't here, neither is Johanna, and Blade is dead as well. Inting for Ruby, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they're looking good here. They hold on to both of their forts, and they destroyed one of the opponent at the bottom of the map, and since they're already up at the top lane, they're pretty much, well, guys, what do we do here? You know what? Let's use Sylvanas and just take another wall down. Let's go for it. And drop a few of those structures, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Feel the Heat is playing this, I mean, pretty passive. They're trying to get value on other points of the map, but now one tower is down, and that matters towards the later stages of the game, obviously, quite significantly. Especially since we're talking about the next objective spawning at the top of the map. So if you can break through the entire wall and maybe even drop that fountain, that would be a huge advantage for the second Punisher. So Inting for Ruby. Not shabby. I mean, considering that this is pretty much an unknown team, this is pretty solid. And with unknown, I mean mainly that this is more or less the first tournament where they're really starting to make a bit of a splash. I think they actually formed for this tournament series. Also, the first tournament is maybe phrasing it a little bit wrong. They played, as I mentioned previously, in the first qualifier already. But I gotta say that they are doing fairly well. I don't know if they've already played together, maybe in some of the Heroes Lounge divisions before that. But there is definitely some potential for the team starting to become a bit of a top 4 or a regular top 4 contender within the European scene right now, if they continue down that path. For now, they're definitely giving Feel the Heat a run for their money in the early game. Can they keep it up, though? That's the question. And they're trying right now. Blade is again completely locked down, and Blade gets hit by Deathwing's ult and gets dropped. And now they're turning it against Wit, who is barely making it out thanks to the falling sword here. But holy macaroni. Nice Valkyrie. Yep, but the follow-up from Stukov is probably going to be the end of May. The bunker attempt was good, but it was not good enough. Rainy Day Eric has also to move out, so Stukov is able to set the kill up for them, and May goes down. Yeah, it was well played by him. Valkyrie was also fantastic, of course. I mean, that one hit hard. If not for that, it would have been a huge problem, to say the least. So, yeah, let's go. Camp is now also stolen away here, and they go for the fountain setup. Provide a little bit of vision. The Kazuras are taking whatever they can. One Kazura still remaining, and they nearly got it. Yeah, Dino's coming in to deliver the final few blows here. At least he's trying to. And he sneaks it past the tank. Okay. We're trying to block it, but that didn't work. Now we have another setup right here. And the ice wall. Look at that. They actually go intentionally for the ice wall. Okay, this is the first time that I've seen a team pick ice wall when they had the option to go avalanche. Like, literally the first time. We've seen the ult itself, obviously, already taken a couple of times, but that was because in some of the tournaments that are currently going on, avalanche is banned out. Not so much in this one. So an intentional pick on the talent, and we're gonna see if they can set something up with that. That would be more than just a little bit interesting. Now we have the push up at the top. And the red team is a little bit late. Inting for Ruby isn't here yet. So they can't really fight for this. initially. And since they still hold their fountain, this is an even battle. They want level 13, I guess, a little bit quicker. If they can do that, that would be great. Wit is taking a lot of damage down here, but he's not the only one. Baby Houdini is in trouble, but he can bunker up just before he's silenced. Great move here. X-Ray wanted to go for the lurking arm, couldn't quite get it. Fish, oh, he's in trouble. Oh, that could be the kill against Mei. And she's trying to slide away here. Anna is down, and so is Mei. Both of them eliminated. And up towards the top, Blaze has also fallen. That's the triple kill as Feel the Heat is turning the heat up and starting to gain more momentum. They are working on objective number 2, trying to grab another Punisher. And they're already attempting to zone Mindhawk out. Wit might have gone a little bit too deep, honestly. But nope, he survives. X-Ray keeps him in play. And now all of a sudden, it's shifting a little bit. Sylvanas is playing Specialist in the mid lane. Trying to take another fort down. It's like, team, I'm helping. Getting all that siege damage. Coming in and soloing it hard after the rest of the team has fallen. And I mean, she got a bit of damage in, right? The wall is down, so is the fountain. She gets a bit of damage onto the fort. It's better than nothing. Top side isn't even getting pushed right now, even though there's a camp plus the objective. The Punisher pushing through. Okay, so there we go. And, well, let's have a bit of a look of what they can do in the middle. I think that's going to be the fort that gets eliminated here. So, yeah, there we have it. Okay. Right now, they take this one down. It's 5 to 3 kills. A little bit of a lead now for them as well. The problem is really that Cassia is stacking incredibly well. 29,000 damage with 43 stacks, but 10 minutes in. I mean, we've seen better stacking, don't get me wrong. Dino himself had some insane amount of stacks in one of the Volskaya Foundry games that he played. I think in the second qualifier. Ended up with 160 or something like that. And he just murdered very early on in the game. But even here, he's doing a very solid job. Alright, the Ice Wall is out, but there's the kill. Valkyrie into Kerrigan combo, and that is the end right there of Sylvanas. Blaze, he's bunkering up, but he's not going to get out of this one. Wit, oh, no. No way. Really? Haha, unbelievable. Houdini. Yeah, he disappeared out of that fight, didn't he? Good job by him. I wouldn't have thought it possible that he could get out there, even with bunker, especially since Johanna was obviously still sitting at the side. Now, they still are losing a lot. The gap widens. But there's still a couple of cool plays that they're currently making here. Okay. Right now, Dino is still sitting in the middle. We got also camp after camp now taken. Kerrigan is actually going for this one solo. But there's a lot of momentum that's now in the hands of Feel the Heat, and they're really trying to run with it, as you can tell. I mean, it's a snowball. It's an avalanche that has started here. They have so much momentum. They have the extra talent. They have the extra levels, which obviously translates into a stats advantage on top of that too. And they have camps all over the place that they can use to simply crush through structures. So they drop the last fort here, and off we go. Starting to make their way even towards the keep. Now, the top camp has been taken, so the top lane will at least be safe for now. But it's starting to become really tricky for Inting, for Ruby, to get a foothold in this game. Especially if they lose a few more heroes. Nah, she's sliding away. All good for now. And there's the level 16 talent. That was the important one. Getting 16 was the crucial point. And right now, Acclamation has been taken. We got the Will of the Forsaken, so that was important too. But the crucial part is get level 16, try to fight on even talents. Don't be behind a talent when it comes to the next fight over an objective, because that's the one that really is going to matter. So, yeah. But, as it stands, no, he's going to be fine. Late, is he? Deathwing comes in too. Alright. Wit is there. There's the nano boost on Sylvanas and a bit of solid damage pushed out, but it's not enough to get the kill. So they are actually sacrificing quite a few resources to try and lock that one in. But Blade is able to escape. Now they're still pushing here in the middle. They're getting aggressive. They need to be aggressive. They're trying to. Valkyrie didn't connect, but Baby Hood, I mean, honestly, he is just walking out of every single fight, isn't he? The fight continues down here on the other hand, and Deathwing turns into Deadwing. And Kerrigan followed Baby Houdini and made him disappear for good. Blaze is dead too, 8 kills against 3, and the Shrine is active on the map. The timing couldn't be much better. Now they can send a single hero over to the Shrine, as the rest of them already pushes the bot lane a little bit, because you guessed it already, the next Protector, the next Punisher, will push the bottom lane. So huge lead now and a huge opportunity to take the keep down. And I guess technically make you play for core. If you get a kill, and with all that momentum that you're building up with the CC that you're running in the team, you have a chance to do that. You could try and go for the core directly, but of course you need to build some kills if you really want to do that. Yeah, not going to be easy to fight back into this. Fish and his boys are starting to make their way into it. 27 stacks. They pretty much need a hero kill if they want to get into this. I mean, they're 2 level behind, and the next problem is obviously that the top side is already pushing. That's a keep that is now under pressure. And if the blue team can buy a little bit more time, they will have level 22. Cassia is already pushing the bottom camp out, which means that she's going to grab a bit more experience for them as well. So this is a horrible situation for Inting for Ruby. And it's going to get worse. No, baby Houdini. Bunker is ready, not used yet. There we go. But the rest of the team is on the run, and the pressure against Ana as we have Jojo jumping in with Kerrigan. Big fight, and there's the potential escape. No, they are all dead and dying. Huge problem for them right now. Big kills coming in on all sides. Massive, massive victory here in the last fight for the team. I mean, 1 kill after another. Sylvanas was trying to get away, barely. I mean, she nearly made it out, but gets locked down, and that's, of course, leads now to a 5-man wipe. And the attack straight up at the core as Feel the Heat is about to lock in the first victory in the best-of-3 series in the semi-final. Nicely done as they take the lead against Inting for Ruby with a victory on Infernal Shrines. Well played. Game 2. Let's go. We have the lead for Feel the Heat going up against Inting for Ruby, and we are heading into Alterac Pass. Big map. First pick, first ban. Let's see who has it. Who picked the map? Lobby actually popped up right away after this, so that was a quick one. And here we go. So map was actually chosen by Feel the Heat. And yeah, let's see what we're going to get in Heroes. Again, the ban on Tracer. They really don't want Dino to have Tracer over here. So there's that. Are we getting Cassia again? That's another question, of course. I mean, so far she wasn't really banned out in this. There is a chance that at some point they're saying, okay, enough is enough, let's ban her. But you also have, of course, Ultralisk on the other side, so you gotta ask yourself, hey, do we ban Ultralisk now out too? Do we get rid of that Medivh? Do we get rid of Kerrigan? Is Maiev a hero? That is a little bit too tricky for us. Or what are we gonna do with that? So a lot of questions that will be answered soon. The first thing that happens is that, as we saw in the last few games, Urel gets banned. Did we have the space go today? I actually don't think we had it. I think we did not have it yet. So yeah, Urel was, I'm pretty sure, banned in every single game that we had so far. But yeah, let's see what else they can do with this. Okay, so there's the ban and Zeratul. Alright, they don't like Dino Zeratul, which of course also means that you now have a lot of heroes that Ultralisk can play and that he could actually lock in. So I think he's already happy about what's going on there. But the ban pattern for Inting for Ruby is heavily targeting Dino at this point. Then again, if you're gonna see a Gazlowe pick at some point, it's gonna be maybe here. I mean, they kind of promised it to an extent. It's always a little bit of a meme thing, right? It's a qualifier. We know that Feel the Heat is already more or less qualified. So technically speaking, you could now with a 1-0 lead start to just fun around a little bit more. But Inting for Ruby is not really... It's not a bad team. I think if they play together a little bit longer and practice, they can definitely, as I said previously, start to go a little bit more towards attacking the top 4 teams in Europe. I mean, right now on the European scene, we pretty much have 2 teams that regularly still practice as a unit, and that's Washed Up and Feel the Heat, which is also why both of these teams are oftentimes the finalists, with Lauber taking a little bit of a break. That puts an end to Lauber's fan club, at least for now, as the 5-man. That doesn't mean that they might not come back, but still, it reduces the top-level teams a little bit more, the number of top-level teams. But as it stands, we now have Azul on Wit, so he goes for the big roam on the map, and Imperius is in as well. Okay. Blaze and Sylvanas. Yeah, they like that setup, don't they? I mean, it's the same heroes that they played on the last map. So far, it's actually down to the T, the exact same lineup. We got Sylvanas, we got Blaze, we got Ana. So now Mei could be picked again. And then we're pretty much good to go. But I would be a little more worried about what we're gonna see from Ultralisk, honestly. Because there is a shot at Maiev and Medivh. Whatever gets banned out now. So, let's see. What are they targeting? What are they trying to get rid of? I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the heroes that that Ultralisk plays. And there's the Medivh ban. Okay. That was to be expected. Okay. And let's have at it. What's Dino going to pick? What's Ultralisk going to pick? I mean, Ultralisk still has Maiev up. If they go triple melee with this one, that would be incredibly annoying in a lot of fights. It could, for example, center around either one of the prisoner camps or the boss. Deckard Cain and Jimmy. Of course, that still begs the question. Is Dino gonna meme it? He's the one. If we see a Gazlo, it's gonna be Dino. If we see a Gazlo, that's the one who's gonna pick it. Are they going to meme this a little bit? Yes or no? I mean, for now, the final two picks on the red team. Inting for Ruby. The Jojo pick. And Li Ming. Alright, nano boosted Li Ming incoming. And let's go for it. Dino, given the clamps. Or what's going to be the play? I mean, I like these guys, I would not put it past them. So just go for it right now. They're definitely talking about it at this point. They had a lot of fun with chat earlier as that topic came up. And there he is. Gazlo is in. Dino going for Gazlo. Well, let's go. Game number 2, everybody. We have it. The Dino Gazlo is in. Let's see if Inting for Ruby can take down the one-man wrecking crew on Alterac Pass. Okay, it's time for the one-man wrecking crew. Feel the heat with Dino on Gazlo here on Alterac Pass. We got Deckard Cain on X-Ray. Wit is playing Zul. We got Ultralisk on Reyna and Blade on Imperius. And over on the right side of the map, we already have Inting for Ruby here with Fish on Johanna, Mind Talk on Li Ming, Nox on Ana. Rainy Day Eric is playing Sylvanas and Baby Houdini on Blaze. Okay, let's go and have a look at how this is going to play out for them. Because it's going to be a fun one, that one's for sure. If you have the one-man wrecking crew in play, then it's going to be a lot of fun in this game, or at least to be expected. Outside of that, normal picks more or less, and also the Exterminator here for Jimmy, which means that again we have the chance for camps to be taken pretty quickly. And of course, since there's only one main camp up, we're mainly talking about bosses in that particular setup. Big stun combo in the middle. A little bit of body blocking is also coming in as Wit is isolated for just a moment, but they're turning it around and they take the kill against Blaze. Good opening for them as Feel the Heat takes the initial kill and the rest of the team is making it, I want to say, towards the lanes, but Fish gets actually caught for a moment. Deckard Cain tries to lock him in, but yeah, it doesn't quite succeed. But so far, the setup is ready. Now guys, as already mentioned previously, if you want to support the coverage of esports over here, then feel free to check out patreon.com/Khaldor, where you can support me directly. And a big shout out to everybody that already does that. Honestly guys, without you, it wouldn't be possible to continue with the coverage, especially on the YouTube channel here in the game, or like Heroes of the Storm. So a big thank you to everybody that already checked it out, and if you haven't done it, then of course you can always have a look there. So thank you very much to all the supporters over here, and thanks for making all of this possible. Big shout out. Thank you. The camps are taken, and I mean these one are incredibly important actually, because in the early game you want to take them pretty much on cooldown. So once at the 1 minute mark, and then once that continues from there on out too. And top side, now that we're talking about the camps, close. Ooh, Eric nearly dying here. Well, if the lunge connects, then he is dead. But yeah, so you want to take the camps as quickly as you can, because they really help you to open the middle of the map up. And you'll see from here on out that teams will rotate over to the camp pretty much on cooldown. So whenever this one is ready, you want to go for it, want to take that down. There's a huge amount of wave clear, of course, available for Feel the Heat now, which means that they can also play a very macro-heavy game against their opponent. And that's pretty much what we can expect here. You have Gazlor on one side, you have Zul rotating between the lanes, and then you have also a team that can really set up and fight for those prisoner camps. But if you just push these lanes out, you can start to get a solid advantage in experience alone, and that can translate into a very difficult game for Inting for Ruby later on. That said, with a few victories on the objective, running a Sylvanas team allows you to push that, of course, way harder and capitalize on that lead. There's a kill again against Blaze at the top on the map on the other hand, so that's a little bit of a problem now too. But yeah, we'll see how exactly that's gonna work out for the objective now, because normally we have level 7 talents coming in first. That's the first thing to say. But yeah, let's have a little bit of a look. At this point, we have a bot lane now. Yeah, Sylvanas is starting to come in. Wit already trying to hold off against her, but Rainy Day Eric has Wit down to 30% of his HP, so gotta be careful with that, or you're gonna be toast. But the camps are taken. This is exactly what I said earlier. Bam. Camp is up. Taken immediately. Put a little bit of pressure onto the mid lane. Trying to push that through. Get the level 7 talent. Focus on the objective right now. So that's all the things that they're currently trying to go for. Off we go. Blade is sitting here. Down at the bottom of the map, a little bit of an assist for Zul after we now had Jimmy come in to help him out. Full turret setup. The engine gunk is in. We have the Clockwork Steam Fists in. And now the rotation towards the top again, as Dainu is already setting this up here, going full Martian on the opponent, with level 7 talents now on both sides, which gives us also Calamity for Liming. And it's party time. I mean, this is normally where we're going to go for the objective, but as you can tell, Wit is at the bottom of the map, and he's going to be happy to push this. Blaze goes down topside again, but this is a problem. This experience lost right here, so that's more of an issue. Whereas up at the top now, Blaze died, I think, for the 3rd time, actually. He's getting a little bit farmed over here. So these continuous ganks against him are starting to become problematic. Sylvanas has now been forced to go down to the bottom of the map to soak the experience, but she won't be able to meet a Zul rotation at this stage of the game. So that's going to be tricky. And now the lead on the objective as well for Feel the Heat. They're really trying to apply pressure on all lanes. I mean, topside you can see that Dino is still pushing this as aggressively as he can, forcing Baby Houdini to react to him. And at the same time, as the objective is now at least caught for now, you already have Zul at the bottom of the map trying to push in again, breaking through the gate and trying to apply more macro pressure. So they're trying to go for a full macro setup, and Blade, he gets attacked, but that's a lot of resources used to take him down, and they couldn't hunt him down really. So now at least the camp here gets activated, but we also have more mercenaries being claimed on the left side, and Zul is just using the time at the bottom of the map to go through the wall. And with Dainu pushing the top side, there's not only structures falling, but you also have a significant lead in experience that very quickly will translate into a level 10 ability for the blue team that Inting for Ruby just can't match. Now, they are able to take Zul down within a second though. That was an important kill. Because that one might just... Oh, maybe not? Oh, mind talk. But as I was about to say, that one might just allow them to go for the objective after all, because level 10 is so close now. Zul is down for another couple of seconds. Blade comes in with a lunge, but here is the channel, and the interrupt comes through at the last second with the ult. Nicely done by X-Ray. That one was clutch. Blade is low though. Everybody is low. What a fight again. Dainu coming in, turrets area. Give him the clamps, baby. Give him the clamps. They go for the kill against Liming. And they take down Blaze too. Yeah, great fight for them once again. So they come in here, and look how low everybody was in that battle. That's a huge problem. That could have gone a completely different way. But now the map is opened up a little bit with those 2 kills against Inting for Ruby. We have 5 kills against 1, and the play for boss topside, as we have Dainu solo taking the camp now. And of course now they know what's happening at the top, but with half a level missing until level 10 is in, it's a huge problem. I mean, right now you're gonna have a boss against you, you're gonna have the objective against you, and they already lost fountains and also towers on most lanes. So topside fort is gonna fall 100%. That's not in question. The question is more so, can they maybe even go for the keep? Because honestly, if they push this aggressively now, with this lineup, there is a chance that they make it that far in. And good luck for Blaze trying to keep track of the rotation that Zul is going to set up at the bottom of the map now, because that's going to be nearly impossible. Zul just has the better setup here, especially since he also is assisted by both of those cavalries pushing through the lanes. So right now, aggressive prey at the top, Zul at the bottom against Blaze, and Blaze is really struggling. I mean, of course they are aware that there's a huge risk of them losing the keep here, so they are trying to set the defense up with everybody else that they have on the map. But the wall is going to fall regardless, and by now we have Khaldor moving into the middle, and he's assisting the cavalry in the attempt to take down the fort. And there's no doubt that this one is going to get dropped as well. And down here, you might have seen it already, but this is also another one that goes down. So 3 forts have been eliminated. And at the same time, the keep topside is still taking damage. So can they take the keep down? Probably no. But it's going to be so low, and we're only 8 minutes into the game. So this is nuts. This is pretty crazy. But, well, let's go. We currently have a Blade still moving away here. And, yeah, the lockdown is there. Nano boost on Ana didn't really do too much. Down to the bottom of the map. Dino is now ready with another boss setup. So off we go. Dino goes for the boss here, and on level 13 we now have him with the extra large bonds right there. Okay, so easy play. Go for boss number 2. Get a little bit of damage at the bottom wall. Try and take that down as much as you can. But the leading experience alone is already nuts. It's pretty much a 2-level advantage that they're running right now. It can be overcome by Inting for Ruby if they win a team fight and get a couple of kills in. But it will be difficult to make that happen. So, yeah. But either way, we currently have Wit sitting in the middle. I mean, Wit is doing the exact same thing that he did the entire game. He's just running around the map and playing the macro game for them. And now that's a problem at the bottom. Blade just going a little bit too deep. But look at this. The Gas Lord is just going for the keep right now. Deckard Cain is dead as well. The Gas Lord goes for the keep as the boss is pushing through the wall at the bottom. Is Dino going to sacrifice himself for it? If he does, they're going to take it. Yeah. Jet propulsion. He gets it. The Gas Lord with a play. And he is buying a little bit more time for them too. Here we go. The entire team is chasing him down, and finally the Gas Lord is dead. But guys, doesn't really matter. The keep is gone, and it's tough going for them. Level 16 talents are nearly ready, and yeah, it's crazy. Okay, Gas Lord is, by the way, not even done with this level 1 quest, so he has 21 out of the 25 that he needs here for a little bit more health regeneration, but definitely a big win for him. And Blessed Shield. Yeah, they try to go for follow-up kills, and they get them. Blade is down. That's exactly what they need. Staggered deaths is always a great tool to come back into the game. Now, we still have some pressure at the top of the map, and they're gonna try and steal the camp away. The Gas Lord with, at this point, 72. Look at this. Look at the siege damage of Zul. 142,000. Absolutely nuts. Push in the middle as Khaldor is trying to take the prisoner camp back. And over here, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but Blaze alone is not going to make this happen. Yeah, they are going to go for another keep, and this one is taking damage as they're trying to go for the objective. Now, they're going to get the objective, I grant you that. Rainy Day Eric nearly falls. The problem is that in the meantime, the keep in the middle gets eliminated. And I don't know, but that's a free keep right there. So now they have the level 16 talent on top of that too. That means they should have an easy time defending all of this. Also, with more pressure applied at the bottom of the map, if this one falls as well, there's no armor shield left on the boss, on the core. So it's getting pretty nasty over here. This is not an easy game for Inting for Ruby at all. They're getting a little bit outclassed on a big map. Macro play is pretty solid. They're just going in YOLO this one. These fuckers. They're just standing there. They're going to cancel the game, aren't they? So they're going to go straight up in, soak the shots with the towers. There's the push in the middle. Everybody's here for the red team, and they're easily just going for the last remaining keep. So, yep, they're going to take this as quickly as they can. And I think Inting for Ruby at this point just says, guys, let's go and just push this as far as we can. We need to YOLO. If we don't YOLO, they're going to cancel us to death here. And that's pretty much what's happening. So, they could technically go for core here. If you are in a position where you actually took the entire thing down, they're going to do it. They're going to go for core as we speak. And the rest of the team, I mean, Wit is buying a little bit of time. They are trying to move back. Okay, Deckard Cain is about to be taken down. Well, maybe not. And instead, the core is slowly falling. Zul is dead. They're trying to go for more. These two won't be able to finish it. But there's another kill against Jimmy this time. Okay. 1 fort down in the middle. The keep is still standing at the bottom of the map. Another fort is falling. And they're going to get the keep here too. Inting for Ruby. They're YOLOing this one hard. They know that they pretty much lost everything on the map already, so if they don't end it here, then they will never be able to. But they have a 5 versus 3. Blaze is coming in, but there's 2 armor shields on the boss, so good luck trying to take that down. And they're not able to make it work. Not quite. Alright. Rat Dota is what we're playing over here. Yeah, this is the problem when you are a team that is a bit less experienced and you all of a sudden play against an opponent on a big map that is trying to macro you. All of a sudden, you are in trouble. But right now, there's more camps to be taken, and they are going for the boss top side. Yeah, that needs to be defended. If they don't defend this one, okay, they don't even make it all that far. But look at this. Despite the fact that we now have an advantage in kills for Inting for Ruby, they are still more than a level behind. And of course, all the lanes are now pressuring against them. They're already half stoning back because they expect the backdoor. They are just scared out of their mind. And now they snuck down to the bottom with nobody actually figuring it out. So, yeah, they're trying to make that work, but you guessed it already, they won't be able to arrive in time for the boss to be defended because that one is just grab, bam, they got it. They got it right here, boss is taken, and now they're trying to go for the kill, and they need it quickly, and they get it. Ultralisk is down. Ultralisk is down, mid lane gets attacked, they're trying to chase everybody else, and keep in mind, they could take them. They get 1 kill, they get 2 kills, mid lane is pushing and boss is pushing. Blade, if he falls too, there might be a chance, and Blade goes down. 5 versus 2 on the map. Can they go for core? They're trying to defend. They know this is going to do too much damage. With no armor shields, they're defending instead of attacking. Zul slowed them down. Deckard Cain, same thing. They are all getting slowed down here as the core is getting attacked. 19 versus 19, 11 kills against 5. But again, you don't win this game by having more kills than your opponent. You win the game by simply taking down the opponent's core. But now the defense should be able to set this one up. What a YOLO over here. What a YOLO setup. The lanes are still pushing. The objective is up again. There's a boss up at the top. And we have another 30 seconds until Zul is back. It's too early in the game, simply. The problem that Feel the Heat has now is that all of these bosses that they've been taking so far are just too weak. They've taken them early in the game, and obviously it's great if they get that pressure applied, but the fact remains that with an early boss, you won't be able to get a lot of damage through. That's a big problem that you're running into. It's too easily defended. If they make the same play in another 5 minutes, it's a different story, and then there's no way for defense. But as it stands right now, defense is possible, and now they try to play the long game. It's going to be 20 versus 20. Obviously, the situation on the map hasn't really changed. I mean, we're looking still at not a single keep in play for Inting for Ruby. So these lanes are all pushing, which means that eventually there's going to be a huge wave that arrives at the core and takes it down. But what else are they supposed to do? I mean, Imperius at the top is slowly starting to take the boss down. He's not going to have any problems here doing that. Zul goes down again on the other hand. So these kills that are constantly now taken by Inting for Ruby are starting to become a serious problem for the team in blue. Now, there's a big push through the bottom of the map, so there's at least that, but this is starting to become a little bit tricky, especially since the Gas Lord is now getting attacked too. Yeah, there we go. Objective, they're trying to go for it. And honestly, right now, if you take the objective, that is going to hurt a little bit. Yeah, I'm not so sure if they can really set this up the way that they want now. This is starting to become nasty. Nice lunge though, but where's the damage? Not there. He goes down. Big wave at the bottom of the map. Yeah, big wave. Really, really big wave. And someone needs to go back, and quickly, and 2 of them retreat. Feel the Heat is fudding around a little bit too much. They might lose this game after all. They're overdoing it a little bit with the funsies over here. They're starting to run into trouble. Late game is coming, and they are currently falling farther and farther behind on kills. And that oftentimes translates straight into your opponent taking the late game, where of course all of these objectives and the bosses are just worth a lot more. So this is not gonna be an easy victory for them after all, despite the fact that they took every single keep down. Because let's not forget, the keep in the mid lane has already been equalized. That one's already gone. And as long as you can't take bosses anymore, you're gonna be fine. So what's needed is a couple of kills here. This one in the middle is not going to be a problem, but the Raider up at the top and the one at the bottom, if they take additional keeps down, then all of a sudden we're looking at a pretty equal situation on the map. And it could technically also be a go for core right now. So Feel the Heat find themselves all of a sudden on the receiving end of a bit of a beating. It dominated the early game, but that only gets you so far. So right now, they're trying to set it up at the bottom of the map for the defense. Level 20 talents, by the way, I haven't really talked about them too much, but Mecha Lord is in. So he is easily able to take the top down. So that is at least an easy defense on the keep. But that doesn't change the fact that down here, it's a bit of a different story. That's another keep that falls. We're soon going to look at the game where we don't have a single structure left. And if they lose the fight now, then... Oh, the kill! Jimmy down. They get a kill against Imperius, and they take Zul. This looks like it might be the end. Big fight coming in. And now, of course, after we've seen this happen, the attack for the core right here. They get the triple kill. The defense is still there. It's not over just yet, but this is going to be difficult to say the least. X-Ray is low. Dino is low. Both of them about to fall. It's a full 5-man wipe, and this is the victory for Inting for Ruby. Gaslow losing game number 2 between Feel the Heat and Inting for Ruby. GG, well played, as the red team puts a point on the board. Game number 3, Inting for Ruby. They put the point on the board as the Gas Lord was not able to win the game. So off we go with our third map. It was kind of funny. I mean, again, one of the biggest problems that we actually had was that towards the end there, well, not in the end, in the mid game, when Gaslow took bosses and when they were trying to get all these things done and went for the core, it was just too early. The boss didn't scale well enough into the late game yet, and at some point Inting for Ruby was just able to win enough team fights and take heroes down. With the increasing death timers, they got more of a macro lead, or at least more presence on the map itself, and that's pretty much what one thing led to another. And with the last objective, they could push through and take the win. So, yep, there we go. But it's going to be more than a little bit funny to see if the if the red team can now win the entire series here. That would be kind of awesome. So yeah, let's go. Urel, as usual, gets banned out, so we haven't seen her played once today. Tracer also gets banned, so the Dino focus on the ban pattern has not really changed. So he's off, and well, let's have a quick look on the last one. I mean, it's Tomb of Spider Queen, bit of a different map pattern, of course, now too. Blaze gets banned again after they played him now twice, and pretty impactful there too. Also, what else are we going to get? Is it another Zeratul ban? Is it going to be a ban against Medivh? Anything that we have on the side of Ultralisk in particular. I mean, again, for Ultralisk, Medivh, Maiev, we could see Zeratul by Dino. We could see another Karrigan on the map. So if you're really worried about those melee assassins or Medivh as a really strong tool to assist the rest of the team, those would probably be banned out first. And yes, Medivh gets banned again. But there's of course still an opportunity to not only lock Cassia in for Dino, but we still have for Ultralisk a potential Maiev pick, or even Karrigan. He played Karrigan on the first map, that was in Infernal Shrines, and still has a chance to lock her in again on this one. So there's definitely a couple of options of what they can do right now. More importantly, let's see what Inting for Ruby is actually going to reply with. Ana is up. If you want to go for a nano boost setup, you could. So there we have it, Ana and Johanna. Alrighty, so with those two in play, we have not only Anna for setup with a mage, where she can go into a nano boost, but in addition to that, of course, Jojo herself with the wave clear that she brings to the table. On the Tomb of the Spider Queen, wave clear obviously reigns supreme. Ah, Tyrael pick. Alright, are we gonna get it Greymane together with that? First of all, we are most likely gonna see a Maiev ban, I suppose. With Tyrael taken, if you have that cage set up in the fight forced around the Sanctification, that's nasty. So right now, the big opportunity to take Maiev down, but Greymane would be a great pick for the red team as well, unless of course it gets taken away by Inting for Ruby, or one of them at least. There's the Maiev ban, that was to be expected with the lineup that they're currently running here. Okay. And off we go. What are we getting? There's the Deathwing ban. But now we still need a mage. So if you're looking at Inting for Ruby right now, you want to play this with... Oh! Okay, so much for that. Cho'Gall. Ladies, from Gazlowe to Cho'Gall. It is double trouble time. Didn't see that coming. Alright, that's new. That is definitely new. We have a nano boosted Cho'Gall coming. I expected a Tychus pick here, but they go for Zul and they go for Imperius. Okay. I really thought that they would go into a Tychus now, but far from it. Instead we get Zul, which we kind of expected, or at least I did, because of the wave clear again. But Ultralis comes in with Imperius, and now with Cho'Gall locked in. Holy shit, this third game is going to be a blaster as well, isn't it? From Gazlowe to Cho'Gall, and here comes the Leoric pick. The only damage dealer is Gall. They have no range damage outside of Gall. Let's go! Tomb of the Spider Queen, what's happening in the semi-final? The Panda Cup delivering here today. Let's jump into Tomb of the Spider Queen. Ah, well, it's time for Cho'Gall, everybody. First of all, we got Feel the Heat now in this third map of the semi-final with X-Ray on Malfurion. We currently have Dino on Cassia and Blade on Zul with Ultralisk on Imperius. Wit is playing Tyrael in this game, so a very melee-heavy setup with the exception of Dino on the backline. And towards the right side of the map, Fish on Johanna, Mind Talk on Cho. We got Nox on Anna and Rainy Day Eric on Gall with Baby Houdini on Leoric. Alright, let's go. Now first of all, level 1 right here. So we got the Burn the Impure. So definitely going to help a little bit against the hit point pool of Cho'Gall, there's no doubt about that. Wit is pausing the game, which pretty much means that finally, we have Ultralis disconnecting. And he's back. I was already wondering what exactly is going on today, because so far he hasn't dropped once, and that is so uncharacteristic. Honestly, if you see Ultralis not even disconnecting a single time, or just like dropping for a second throughout the day, you know that there's some serious account sharing that's going on. There is no other explanation. But yeah, off we go. The Cho'Gall setup. I really thought they would go into the new Tychus setup here. Would have been kind of fun to see that. But of course, there's a very aggressive front line that they can play through as well now. And they can also simply try to out-macro them a little bit on the map here. So we got up Herrick. UPH Eric. New clan tag is in. Anna. Oh, the kill! Nice! Yeah, that's a quick one. Very aggressive play, and she might not be the only one to fall. Fish gets locked down, and that's a double kill. Yeah, nasty combo, and well done. So, at this point, 2 kills against 0. Cho'Gall up at the top. This is the dumbest thing ever. Carrying that stupid mount now, too. What a beautiful setup. Level 1, we got the Will of Cho. I mean, so far he seems to be quite strong-willed. The Keep Moving is up. The Orson's Renewal is active for Leo. And yeah, they are making the rotations happen, but also controlling the camp right now, which is pretty much what they need to do. So let's get this started. All the way up at the top, we already have Cho'Gall starting to push the wave out a little bit. Shouldn't be a problem to catch the experience, since of course with those experience globes in play, you have a little bit more time to make these rotations, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Down at the bottom, on the other hand, Fish is trying to at least suck those 2 siege giants into the tower range. which is pretty much what the Accomplished isn't doing, but the next minion wave is already moving in too, so they have to fight for this one, with level 4 talents now coming in, and that gives us the Strangling Mines first and foremost. But yep, off we go. Right now, there's the push, and we already have with level 4 talents the commitment to the Rising Dread over here, and a potential kill against Baby Houdini. He'll be back, boys, though. He will be back. Leo always is, isn't he? So now 10 stacks on level 1. Uh-oh. Okay, Cho'Gall gets out. Yeah. Cho'Gall obviously is going to be more than a little bit annoying in the later stages of the game when he has his Molten Block and just generally more survivability than even in the early game. But it also means that you only have 4 bodies on the map, which sometimes can be a bit difficult if your opponent is able to out-macro you. The question still is if they can actually make that work. But either way, with 3 kills to 0, it's a good opening for Feel the Heat for game number 3 as they're trying to advance to the grand final to face off against Washed Up. Wit at the top gets attacked, but they can't really set the gank up properly, so Wit has the mobility to easily move out here. We have a few gems already turned in by both teams, but Cho'Gall still holds on to 28 of them. So far, of course, not taken out. But more pressure in the middle. And that pressure is starting to mount up a bit. And also, if you look at the minimap, they haven't taken their own camp yet, which means that this camp, with a bit of an assist, could easily result in the wall falling. The gate is already about to be destroyed, and the camp is doing a bit more damage. The defense is obviously there, so there's 4 of them right now. But the gate is down, and the towers have taken some serious damage now in the last few minutes and are down to 50%. So that's a good opening for this. Still setup. Eric is up at the top. 7-2-6 now. The level 7 talents are in. And at the bottom of the map, Leo was forced to retreat, which means that there's a good chance for Zul to do quite a bit of damage at the bot lane. Break maybe through another gate and wall. And they're also eager to turn in the final remaining gems to get the first wave. And they're gonna get it. Yep, there we have it. Web Beaver Wave is going to come down for Feel the Heat first. They're building up the momentum. They're trying to go for Cho'Gall. And barely he's able to make it out. Okay. Whew. That was a close one, honestly. So Cho'Gall makes it out and survives. They pick up their level 7 talents that they needed here. Bottom of the map, as already mentioned, this wall is more or less gone before the Web Weavers even arrive. And Leo ghosting away as we speak. But they have to defend a lot more than that. Mid lane is in trouble, so is the bot lane. And up at the top, Cho'Gall pushed this out a little bit. But Wit is still playing this out, dodges away from it. A little bit more damage from Dino as he's looking for the stacks here. And they're trying to take Cho'Gall down. They might not be able to do it though, but he's running right into the wave of the Web Weaver. And that dropped him pretty low, so they actually need to retreat here. And as much as Ana is going for the pew 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 over here, attempting to heal him, that fort is in trouble. And that's not the only one. The one at the bottom is also starting to take a lot of damage and will eventually fall here. I mean, we have Zul even proxying some of the waves in the back to make sure that no minion waves are helping out. So the fort is gone, and in the middle of the map, even if they don't take it, this is pretty much up for grabs whenever they want it. 1 level lead already as is, and the only thing that they need are a few additional kills. And now with a lunge over the wall, they get another one against Ana. 4 kills against 0, and Feel the Heat has definitely stepped it up a little bit for game number 3. I mean, all Gazlowe memes aside, obviously they still want to go to the grand final here and face off against Washed Up. So now we're seeing the Unleashed version. But maybe a kill now through Cho'Gall? No, not yet. 50 gems, by the way, for him. If Cho'Gall turns in, that's an insta-wave. Now, we still have 20 missing for Feel the Heat to get a second turn in delivered. They have level 10, which is great. Oh, and we have the Wrath of the Anguirus taken too. Nice. The Poison Nova is in. Okay. And here's the attempt to turn in, but already shut down right away. I mean, Wit is here. Wit is protecting this one. And Dino is sitting up at the top with his Cassia. Make sure that it doesn't happen there either. Once that level 10 is ready for Inting for Ruby, that's a bit of a different ballgame though. Yeah. Bottom of the map, Siege Giants get taken again. That's also going to be solid. And here's the level 10 abilities. First of all, it's Hammer time. Hammer of Twilight and the Twisting Nether are in. And of course, the Nano boost. Nano Cho'Gall, let's go. And we got the Entomb. Houdini Is he ready for it? Yeah, gets the triple entomb. The problem is there's not a follow-up yet. There's the nano boost on Cho'Gall as they're trying to get the kills in. Ultra leaves it a little bit. No, Nether and Wrath of Ingerius as they're trying to go for Cho'Gall. Oh, but instead it's Ultralis that might be in trouble here. And he's about to go down. Oh, Judgment on Tyrael! Kill for a kill. We have a Judgment Tyrael. I completely missed that one. Awesome. Oh my god. They couldn't get a Cho'Gall kill or anything, but holy hell. And now we nearly have enough gems for the blue team to get another turn in too. They're not quite there yet, but they're getting closer. And Blade is just crushing one wave after another. He himself is holding 25 gems now. He should probably start to turn them in, because that's a huge amount right now. But god, I love this. We're going full into the meme dream apparently. Okay, there's an interrupt. Dino. He went a little bit deep for that one. But there it is. The web weaver wave for the red team is finally going to descend. But we actually have a judgment set up. It's insane what they are doing right now. Oh god, the trollolololol everywhere here. Okay, so with that, let's move straight into the middle. Let's see what they can actually do right now. I mean, for now, it's 5 kills against 1, but the web weaver defense is going to be the one to watch out for. 43 stacks for Dino, so he gets some solid ones in. X-Ray is a little bit too far out, and yeah, he just gets absolutely slapped around here. Easy kills against Malfurion, but Ana is also down. The big push! And they go for Cho'Gall too. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all the gems that they still had gone. Big hits coming and an easy defense 5-man team wipe. Let's look at this again. I mean, first we have the 2 supports falling, then that big connect with the lunge and the spear. And then they go easily up to the top in an attempt to take even more of them down. So yeah, big hits coming through. Blade sitting all the way up at the top, hiding there a little bit. The rest of the team has defeated the web weavers. And now we have 10 kills against 2 in total. And what a setup over here. I mean, damn. 50 gems already delivered, another 36 in their hands. So Feel the Heat has the opportunity to grab an easy second wave. And they do. They turn in, no problem at all. And with that, we now have a chance to maybe even take a keep down. I mean, ults are coming back now too. Judgment is up in just another moment. So, yeah, there's that. But let's take a look at the damage, of course, as well. We have 32,000 for Cassia, 19,000 for Gall. Asleep at the wheel over here, even with a nano boost. Look at that Dino Cassia on the other hand, crushing it right here. Cho'Gall is defending the bot lane now. Zul is pushing out the top. He obviously leads on the siege damage with 104,000 now. But, yep, with that, we now have bot side. Eric moving in again. Careful. Yeah, Cho'Gall at least helping. But this is the big problem. There's a talent advantage for Feel the Heat, and they're actually close to getting a 2 talent advantage if they have another half level, if they get a kill or 2. Top 4 is obviously going to fall. The nano boost on Cho'Gall helps him to set the defense up for the team a bit easier. But even that web weaver wave is still able to go through the gate and put some damage onto the fountain too. And it's not really over yet. At the bottom of the map you can see another tower about to fall. And obviously topside fort has already been eliminated. And they're still doing damage over here. And Cho'Gall goes deep. There's the attempt. Are we going to see the judgment? And he was trying, gets interrupted just as he's charging up. 10-second cooldown. Nicely done. Could have led to a kill. But still a talent lead for Feel the Heat. With level 16 to level 13 right now. And all of the forts are gone. Every single one of them. 45 gems. Feel the Heat is closer to a third turn in than Inting for Ruby is to getting their second. And they go for boss at the same time now. And I'm not sure if they already picked up on that. But they still have a little bit of time to check that out. But with them going for the camp here, it doesn't really seem like they are willing to commit to that. Now, they probably know, but you're talent down, you're 2 levels down. What you gonna do? Jump into this and take the fight? Chances of that really happening, slim to none. What's a little bit more realistic is an attempt to go for a level 16 talent and then try and force a fight once that you have the same talent as your opponent in your hands. But it's pretty nasty at this point. I mean, yeah, really tricky. Okay, so we still have them shocking around here. And there was also an attempt to see if they can maybe catch someone moving away from the Siege Giant camp. But everybody just Hearthstone back, so they are not able to find anyone. We soon are going to have enough for another turn-in. Boss up at the top is breaking through another wall. It's pretty much just setting the next Web Weaver wave up. That's what's happening here. You have every single gate destroyed, and they're even committing in the middle of the map for more damage on the keep itself. Shogal wants to fight it. I would be a bit careful with that. They still don't have the level 16 talent, but they get the kill against Zul. Zul gets murdered, and Shogal is all of a sudden starting to run in. And he, I mean, there's no fucks given right here. Rather than Gears, they're trying to go for the kill. Judgment, and there it is. They put everything on Shogal, and they get the kill. They're trying to run Nox down to Anna. That granny is still pretty nimble on her feet and is able to get out. Oh my god. Alright, the keep in the middle is now getting attacked, so they're likely going to take this one down. 18 versus 15 now. Shogal is going to be back soon, TM, but yeah, they take the keep and now they can retreat here. But yeah, as they are trying to go for the next turn-in, or quite likely at least, let's take another look at the Shogal kill that we just saw there. He went full YOLO after they got the kill against Zul. And then first we have the Wrath come through from Imperius, and then the immediate follow-up with, with Tyrael, and there's the kill. So now they're even going for a potential kill topside, and Dino has 26 gems. They need to save Dino. Oh, beautiful Entomb! That has to be a kill. Dino goes down. That's 26 gems down the drain unless Ultralisk can save them. And he's trying. Ultralisk is moving away with it, but Zul is dead again. He just came back and he's dead again. Veni Vidi GG. He came, he saw, and he died. Okay, so by now X-Ray is moving back. We still have only 9 gems turned in. They had so many. They have still 44. Ultralisk is holding on to 27. But yeah. It's again a fun one. Keep game number 2 in mind. Game number 2, early mid game, feel the heat, dominating. Late game, getting murdered. So, yeah. Let's have a look on how this is going to work out. I mean, that Shogal is starting to get a bit out of control here. Right now we have the Frenzied Fists on level 16. We got the Twilight Veil. We also have the Leaden Orb and the Twilight Nova right now. So when you look at the damage and what that translates into, 35,000 damage for Gal. We have outside of that Cassio, of course, leading the charge with the 49k that she brings to the table. But it's getting a bit nasty over here. I mean, yeah, 12 to 5. There we go. And everybody else is just waiting in the middle. They want level 20. They are trying to go for level 20 right now. Get the Storm talents. And Ultralisk already running away. Yeah, he's a little bit afraid here. Veni Vidi PP. He came, he saw, and he shit his pants. Need to get out as quickly as you can when that big wild ogre is starting to come in and try and hunt you down. Ultralisk is able to move away though, helping him to be a little bit afraid of this. But guys, top lane is now getting attacked. There's the 20. 20 is in. That's the big chance. The Angel of Justice. They're starting to go in full on with the setup. There's the hit, and instead Blade goes down. Blade is dead. Guys, are they going to turn this? They don't. Oh, what a spear. The triple kill. Holy shit. What a setup again. Beautiful combo right there. And now the go for the 5-man wipe. This is going to be the end of it, isn't it? Look at that defense here at the top. What a setup again. Beautiful. That lunge was all they needed, and then they followed up with an additional kill. And now the map is wide open, and that's the move now. 17 kills against 6 as they go for the core. Not even a 20 taken for Zul. The Angel of Justice coming through, and that's a 2-1 victory for Feel the Heat against Inting for Ruby as the Ogre loses the game and the blue team advances to the grand final.